the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. DC Fire and EMS remain at the scene of a two-alarm fire on 8th Street that happened this morning. And take a look at this video. What caused the fire remains under investigation at this hour. And you can see what firefighters were dealing with, and you can see also what is left of the scene. One firefighter was transported with non-life-threatening injuries. No other injuries were reported. And in St. Mary's County, a Navy firefighter who was trapped under debris at the scene of a house fire in Leonardtown, Maryland, Tuesday morning has died from his injuries. The fire broke out on Deerwood Park Court around 5:30 this morning. There's no word on what started the fire, and officials have not released the firefighter's name. We're going to have more on this story on DC News Now at 4. Well, the Montgomery County Public School Board is gearing up for a busy day. Ahead of the school board meeting this afternoon, the board has been under fire for a recent policy change, and now parents are accusing the board of violating Maryland's Open Meetings Act. Here's DC News Now's Lex Juarez with more.
And security is already ramping up outside of the school board. Check this out. Cones and barrels lining the sidewalk to the entrance with so many eyes on the school board and high tensions. The Board of Education has limited in-person access to tonight's meeting to those who are scheduled speakers or invited guests, citing safety concerns for the decision. Well, the high tensions are centered around the school system's opt-out policy, which does not allow students or families to opt out of instructional materials in the classroom. It also doesn't require teachers to send home letters informing parents of inclusive books that are used in the classroom. Well, the school system says this is in place to ensure that all schools and classrooms are inclusive, safe spaces for all students. But some parents argue that this goes against freedom of religion. Well, the decision to limit in-person access tonight adds to the controversy. People argue it's a violation of the state's Open Meetings Act, but the meeting will be streamed for people to watch. Well, the school board also designated this parking lot the east parking lot for any demonstrations that need to take place, and parents do have some planned with some community organizations. That's going to start at 1:30 today with a press conference followed by a march and rally at 2 o'clock. Now, the school board meeting is set to start at 3. The speakers who are already scheduled to speak in front of the board starting at 4 o'clock, but the meeting is set to last until after 9. In Rockville, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Lex, thank you. Well, 4 people are behind bars after Metro police say they tried to avoid paying for their Metro ride last night. Police say that 2 of those people were pepper sprayed when they allegedly became combative, became combative at the Pentagon City Metro Center. When D.C. fare evasion is a $50 civil fine, and recent legislation proposed by D.C. Council would give police more authority to stop fare evaders. And that would allow people to be detained and pay a fine of up to $100 if they refuse to provide their real name and identification. We spoke with one passenger who wants more enforcement.
It's a reasonable enough amount that if you're commuting with reason and logic, I mean, you should be able to cover and pay your fair share. I just continue to see a lot of events at the Pentagon City Station, and it's not something that I've ever thought that I would see, and it's happening with a lot of frequency, right? Like, I always considered this to be a pretty safe area.
And Metro officials plan to install new fare gate modifications over the next year to crack down on evaders. Well, that project is projected to cost around $40 million. Well, let's take a live look across the Potomac at Roslyn. Some clouds, but are there storms in store for us this afternoon? Meteorologist Damon Matson has the answers. Let's check in with him now. How you doing, Damon?
Hey, not bad, Mark. Well, yesterday, I'll say this, we got lucky in a way here. Those storms were definitely developing out there, but they split around the DMV, allowing us to stay at least decently quiet. Check out those storm reports here. As you went north toward the Pennsylvania-Maryland line, well, that's where some severe storms really did get going. And then down to the south, closer to Charlottesville, I-64 in central Virginia, well, plenty of activity as well. And look at the DMV. It looks like those storms split the area just like a field goal post right there. So again, we got very, very lucky. Certainly some storms, rumbles of thunder yesterday, but nothing too severe, thankfully enough. But Yes, folks, we're in store for more activity here today. Thankfully, it's not going to be any sort of severe activity, maybe one or two storms at this rate, but check it out. We do already have a batch of showers developing west of the Interstate 81 corridor across West Virginia, Hampshire County right now, seeing some of the steadier rainfall moving in toward Morgan County, Paw Paw out that direction. And those of you over toward Front Royal, Winchester, Martinsburg, you'll be seeing some rainfall here within the next half hour. And this batch of rain, as it moves east, could start to at least develop into a few thunderstorms that bring some heavier rainfall. But again, the ingredients just aren't there today as much as they were yesterday for any sort of severe weather. But no doubt you're going to still want to keep an eye to the sky and keep the rain gear handy, because we are going to continue to see more of that rainfall and at least some thunderstorm activity up until this evening. But after today, do we finally start to see some drier conditions develop for the rest of the week? We'll have your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. In Arlington, Virginia, a local community activist and school employee behind bars facing sexual assault charges. Our Max Marcella, who covers Northern Virginia, has more.
We need change.
In February, Julio Basurto led a rally outside Wakefield High School after a student died following an overdose. And 2 months ago, he spoke with DC News Now about the push for Narcan inside Arlington schools. Tonight, he's behind bars. Police say on May 21st, a woman left after a night out on Clarendon Boulevard just off of Washington Boulevard. Basurto allegedly pulled up in a black car and the woman got in. Investigators say during that car ride, Basurto sexually assaulted the woman before she was able to get out. And Basurto was not operating as a rideshare driver. He was arrested last Thursday, a month and a day after the alleged incident. It's unclear the extent of the evidence law enforcement has, though there is an element of surveillance on the block. Tonight, DC News Now has confirmed Basurto is also an hourly employee with the county's public school system, which said he provided translation when needed.
A man is recovering after he was stabbed outside of a grocery store in Columbia Heights. It happened yesterday afternoon outside the Giant on Park Road in Northwest. Police say that they do not have any suspects right now. A spokesperson for Giant says they're working closely with law enforcement. Well, that stabbing is a part of a nationwide trend of violence at stores. The National Retail Federation reporting that on average, retailers saw more than a 26% jump in crime over the last year. Well, those new numbers showing an increase in violence and aggression as well. They say 8 in 10 retailers noticed an increase in violence against workers. Well, there's been a spike in crashes near the intersection of Tennyson Drive and English Muffin Way in Frederick, Maryland. Now, that's according to the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. And data shows that there are 10 crashes at the intersection in 2021. So far this year, there have been 3. Now neighbors say the intersection is too dangerous, and they say that they want something to be done to improve safety in the area.
I see a lot of people blow by the stop signs. Unfortunately, they don't stop, and then I've seen a couple crashes as a result of that.
Somebody's going to get hurt on this, and I don't want it to be one of my loved ones or one of my family or anybody in the neighborhood.
Frederick County Department of Public Works says that they've not made a decision on whether that they will consider taking safety measures like adding flashing lights at the intersection. Well, starting today, Alexandria City Public Schools is offering free summer meals for students. Kids 18 and under can receive free meals for breakfast and lunch. The meals were available at all 5 city schools from 8 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. and are available again from now until 1 p.m. Well, the meal pickup will continue Mondays through Thursdays until July 20th. Well, Difference Makers, it's a series that we're going to show every week, and we're going to introduce you to people who are working to help others. And today we shine the spotlight on the leader of a private school here in the district who's been impacting the lives of students for decades. But 2 years ago, when the school lost its certification because some staff members didn't have their DC required certifications, the school nearly had to shut down. But Dr. Ruth Logan stepped up.
I really believe that Monroe is a need for the community, for the students we serve.
Dr. Ruth Logan has been working around the clock for the past 2 years, raising money to keep the Monroe School open and fighting for her students who are fighting to overcome their own challenges.
That student who's been bullied to the point where they don't want to go to school, That student who just can't stay focused because there's too many people in the class with them. That student who has some emotional challenges.
Dr. Logan remained focused on regaining the school's certificate of approval.
We also serve students in some of the most challenging wards.
Recently, she received an email. She assumed that it was a request for more information. She was wrong.
With a little teary-eyed, and I said, we just got our COA. And I was like, thank you, God.
Great news for Antoinette Means and her son, who will be a senior in the fall.
She's changed the trajectory of his life.
Antoinette says Dr. Logan and her team are difference makers.
I can't tell you how refreshing it is to see my child get out of the car, walk out the car with his head held high, smiling, because he knows what he's going to get. He's not being rejected, but he's being accepted.
Now, Dr. Logan says obtaining their certificate of approval will allow them to accept more students, but they will maintain a small class size to continue their one-on-one teaching model.